Oh god, he's at it again, isn't he? He's at it again! This is a Maygay M1 with a little bit of an unusual characteristic. It's a Maygay M1 that's currently broken. It was running for a little while. Belongs to James, by the way. It was running for a little while and then it unceremoniously died. You see, I've skipped ahead a wee bit with this one. I've cut that out. Those have been cut out. Those were getting hot, they're gone. And if we fly past, you can see there's a light to fix here. Light to fix here. I was chasing the short circuit that I found down here. Light to fix here, I think it's D3 that's cutting all of them, I think. Is it? Yeah, D3 I think. I might be wrong, but it's one of the data lines that's cut. This doesn't look too clever here. There isn't much corrosion on this board. The battery only had a very minor leak back in the day. This is more environmental damage. It's been lying in a damp environment, I think, before the owner got a hold of it. Oh yeah, that chip's out. Sorry about the lack of focus here. I think I need to clean the phone. That chip's out. Anyways. Oh yeah, hold on. I can turn the... Yeah, better, I think. Better? Yeah, that works. No, it doesn't focus as well. Hold on. That's better.
There may be an AT&T outage in town.
Yeah, so it's environmental gunk mostly. She's been lying in a damp place. Right, so plan of action with it. Focus is terrible on this now. Maybe I'm shaking. Gonna change that. On there. This is coming off and getting put in a socket. I actually don't trust it a bit because what date code is that? 43rd and 98. Might be alright. But I've got a ladies one that's working fine, so we'll shove that in there. So socket that. We'll get this buffer back on here. We'll look at these on scope there. And I've got a bunch of parts over there ready to go in if we need them. So let's get on with it. Don't know how well it'll show up in the camera, but there's a little bit of discoloration under there. So it's actually the next morning. I put it down last night. I went to bed. That's the supper and went to bed. I actually like doing these things better in natural light anyway, because when you video and stuff, the flash can wash things out. I don't know if you can see it. You can see it. You can see it a bit clearer there. See that heat bloom? So I'm wondering if that 681 died. But anyways, I've got this removed. RAM's off, CPU's off, 68681's off. Got to put sockets here. RAM's going to go straight on the board, got a spare one. And U26 there, need to fit that, and then we can begin with some initial testing. Not going to bother about this. This is a pain in the arse anyway. This is like your mains failure detection. The Maygay M1 has a reset circuit. It's a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. You see, you've got a really badly borked reset potentiometer here. You can see a bit better now. I've rejoined these pins. They are joined. You can see. But I'm probably going to swap these out anyway because they're a bit cruddy. This is going to be working long term. So, yeah, it's all cleaned up. Get these sockets on. get a 245 in there. I know that's a 245. Got schematics in my folder here. Yeah. Look at all the pins I had to cut off. That was a lot of desoldering last night. I've got some spares here. So, yeah. We'll go on with it and see how we progress. Right. There we go, ready for dead testing. I've got sockets on. I've left the 245 off for the minute so the data bus is totally isolated. So, I'm going to check voltages and then we'll get CPU 681 or 245 in here and see how we get on. So dead testing's okay, the bus is fine and good strong system clock. I checked reset with the logic probe and that's running fine as well. So let's get the 245 in now because I've checked the data pins and the RAM, they're all dead. Get the 245 in and let's see if the test run will fire. Right, so I'm just getting ready to solder the 245 in, but I noticed something. You know, this IC's got what? Oh, I can't read it. I can't see a date code on it, but you notice. I don't know if you see that. It's a brand new IC, but it's got different plating on the legs, and it's smaller. Same pin footprint, 20 pin dip, but the package is smaller. Oh, I never noticed that before. Let's see what happens. So I skipped ahead my 4-min flap, but you'll see I've had to take this off. There's there. Actually no, that's the new one. That's the one I took off. You can't see in it, but it's got a broken pin. I fired the board up and it will work sometimes, but it will reset like crazy. So I took Q101 off and it still reset like crazy. But if you wiggled the card back and forth, you get it to reset and sometimes start and sometimes it will start doing its wee chaser light thing that the Tetron does. So we'll put this on, which I'm pretty sure is a new part. Found it in an anti-static bag up the stairs, and we'll see how we get on. Well, it's night time again, and I ain't got much bloody further. The board developed a short, and it's a short of my own creation. It was running very occasionally. This new socket is much better. But then it stopped. And I had pin 9 here, which is D7, rising up to 5 volt all the time. I couldn't figure out why. I spent the last 3 hours going all over this board. It's not soldered back in yet. I've had this back off, I've had the RAM back off, and still soldering back in. I couldn't find any pins shorted, any cable shorted to each other. And then I cleaned some residue off that was left by the flux and IPA. And it's the bloody IPA that did it. What had happened was a little bit of IPA had dried and caught. It had dried up between 2 pins and created a sort of accidental capacitor, I think. Because I cleaned it off with a cotton bud, just dry cleaned it, and the short has gone. So, going to solder this back in, and then I'm going to continue with rebuilding. Next step after that's going to be replace these because they're crusty. The legs ain't the best, they're corroding. I'm already in the process of starting to remove them. So, but they don't get even looked at by the test ROM, so they don't matter right now. I've got spares over there. Thank you very much to Arcade Repairs for sending me a couple up. Very nice chap. So, onwards and upwards. Just noticed as well, R193 is missing. That's nothing I've took off, that's been missing since I got the board. I looked at the schematics and that's the pull-up resistor for Q101. I haven't fitted it yet. So, I'll fit one of them too. Alright. So, got it. So note to self. Remember you're working on an M1, not an M1E. You notice there's a wire link left under there now. First time around when I had this board, I put a wire link in what I thought was the right two ICs, except it wasn't. So, that intermittent fault that the board was having was actually due to that wire link. So, I apologise for that. It's got to show us, magic isn't always magic. We all make mistakes. So what was happening is there was a wire link going between here and here. But M1 doesn't work like that. M1 goes through a buffer, so I think the buffer was fighting the chips. But yeah, it's alive now. So next steps. I'll say we need to put something in here. We need to put something in here. I can start to add these. Add these and these. These are definitely dyed, by the way. These are dyed. These were red hot. I don't know, maybe they were like that since all along since the board, because first time around with this board, I don't think I linked everything up to the rails and everything. I don't think I had the rails at the time, if I'm honest. I think we just got it burning away. But never mind. So the brand new IC's going in there. Brand new IC's going in there. These two tested ICs going into those positions. And then we will bring the rails and everything downstairs and test it. Right. This is going to have to continue tomorrow, which for you guys will be about less than a second. And I'll see you on the other side. So I'm making good progress. I got all the pins cleared out. Just going to test some continuity. I've got it all cleaned up, and then we'll start thinking about getting something back in these holes. I'm probably going to remove this here. But when it comes to test it at a later date, I don't want the meter outputs running. I only need it to detect the meters, I don't need to drive them. Don't know if anybody who's watched videos before, remember I use a kind of bypass plug for the meters. I don't actually have meters here. So that's fine in test mode, but if it tries to drive the meters, it can sometimes smoke the plug a wee bit. Alright. All done. It needs a 6821 fitting, but it's running. At least it's running the test ROM. Pretty confident it'll run an actual ROM as well, but there's no point doing a full run test without that 6821 there, because like some things won't work. But yeah, it's all buttoned up together. New 374's there. 244 there, 244 there. I socketed the bigger ICs because, well, it makes it easier. They're good quality sockets. Let's turn this off. So looking good. So the owner fit a 6821. I've got one I can borrow off as something and put it in there to test the board. I'll do a full run test in a few days. It's the machine this board's destined for is in long-term storage, so it's not going to miss it for a couple more days. Yeah, that was a nice one to do. Nice to get back into them. I've got a couple other Maygays I could look at. I've got one I could have a brief look at. It's a disaster, but I was playing with it earlier and I pulled this. Come on, focus your bugger. Focus doesn't want to do much today, never mind. I pulled this 244 off the board and a data bus that was stuck high and low. Some pins were high, some pins were low. Suddenly went dark. So I say the board's a corroded mess, but I may have a quick play and see if it does anything at all, because like I said, I've just pulled this dead chip off it. This chip actually shorted to 5V in some pins. Anyways, enough rambling. Look out for part 2 of this video where Gladiators gets played blind again. Okay, bye bye for now.